for some nostalgia as the music of the 90s will make a comeback this weekend. Legendary lead singers of iconic OPM rock bands will have a one-night concert at the Music Museum, giving passionate fans a chance to listen to the music that defined that era. Joining us today to talk about their upcoming show, Cooky Chua of Color It Red and Wency Cornejo of AfterImage, who's here with us via Zoom. Hello to you guys. Thank you, Cooky, for being with us here in the studio.
Ay, salamat din. Thank you, Wency, for joining us. Thank you po kay Wency.
Yes. Okay, let's talk about your upcoming show. I personally have a strong connection with 90s music, the bands of the 90s, diba? Because, you know, it resonates dun sa growing up years, college days, our struggles, buhay estudyante, young love, ganyan, yung mga theme nyo. So tell us, Cooky, first, no, how did this concert come about? Paano ba nabuo ito? Sino nag-conceptualize?
Kasalanan to lahat ni Wency. Years and years ago.
So dapat pala si Wency tinatanong ko, how did it happen?
Si Wency naman, parang siya yung love namin siyang lahat. At least kaming mga ano talaga, 90s. So, nagka-concept siya na isang show, 5 years ago pa yun, na sama-sama lahat ng vocalists ng 90s sa isang concert. So, si Wency talagang dapat tinatanong bakit niya kami naisip bigyan ng...
Okay, Wency, paano mo na-conceptualize to at sino yung mga nahagilap mo to be with you in this concert?
Well, in this particular concert, it was actually very tumultuous kasi ang hirap magpa-oo ng ibang tao, and I was sort of left with the four that you will be watching this Saturday. Matagal na kasi talaga tong concept na to. Yung 90s concept ko started off when I was turning 50, 1 million years ago. Gusto ko lang ng birthday celebration ko. It started off as a very simple idea na maggagawa kami ng concert at the 70s Bistro, but then it sort of ballooned into something that's sort of medyo uncontrollable dahil nag-connect kami ng Soler. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that on air.
It's okay.
And they produced Soler produced several. I'm not really sure how many anymore. Pero doon nagsimula. So 90s live yata yung una namin. And then nanganak. So naging continuous na siya. Every so often, may lumalabas na show na 90s themed. And it seems like I became the go-to person when it comes to organizing 90s shows. Pagka ganyan yung theme.
Okay, given that your music, you know, Color It Red, AfterImage, you know, it shaped what the OPM scene was back then. And that era, no, the 90s music. Wency, what does this concert mean to you?
Well, honestly, I'll be learning from this. Pero hindi, it's really fantastic that I get to perform on stage with really good friends. Yan talaga yung pinaka-importante para sa akin. Cooky and I we've known each other for more than 20, 30 years na yan. I know, definitely more than 30 years. Kumbaga nakilala ko si Cooky when she was, I think, 16 years old. Can you imagine how long ago that was?
Tito pa kita, Kuya Wency.
Yeah, more than 30 years. Wow, that's a lot of years, no? Ano yung mga learnings mo, Cooky? Looking back to those, you know, yung scene ng 90s, puro bands yan, rock bands, ano? And then, you know, of course, may mga collabs ka with other legends like Bayang Barrios, Miss Dolita Carbon. Yeah. Diba, you've been in and out of the music scene also. Ano yung mga natutunan mo after 3 decades?
Na walang permanent. Parang, kailangan continuous kasi yung pag-learn mo sa music. Hindi ka, at least for me, sobra ako laging, sinasabi ko Wency, lagi akong excited kumanta. Kasi siguro, hindi lang ako nakahon sa rock. Kasi kumakanta rin ako sa jazz standards. Tapos yun nga, nagfo-folk din with sina Lolit. So sa akin, parang hindi siya chore, hindi siya effort. Lagi siyang, thankfully hanggang ngayon, sobra pa rin ako masaya kumanta. So natutunan ko, marami akong tutunan kay Wency, gaya ng wag maliitin yung sarili, always. Kasi ako may tendency ako pag ako si Miss Yes ako, pag naawa na ako, pababa yung talent fee. So si Wency, ano ba naman, bigyan mo naman ng worth yung sarili mo. So gusto ko pag siya nagbubook kasi nasisingil na ng maayos yung producers. Joke.
Maganda. That's for another discussion, ano, Wency. But thank you so much for organizing this. And Wency, gusto rin kitang tanungin, you know, we see a lot of K-pop, P-pop in today's music, artists getting younger and younger. Of course, it's a different audience now also, di ba? So how do you want to introduce your music to today's generation?
I don't know if it's necessary for us to introduce our music to the new generation. Kasi ang bata naman usually talagang naghahanap yan sila ng mababalikan nila. Like when I was a teenager, I used to listen to the older songs, like ang mga influences ko kasi The Who, meron akong Simon and Garfunkel, but they weren't really part of my generation na mga musicians, mga early 70s, late 60s kasi yung mga yan. And I was born in 1967, hindi ko na ipagkakaila ang aking edad. And I was in my teen years when I discovered yung music ng The Who, yun nga, the artist that I enumerated, babalik at babalik talaga ang bata sa medyo mas luma para magkaroon ng, for lack of a better word to use, roots nila in terms of music. And ang musika kasi ng 90s talagang nag-explode yun. It is so inescapable.
Yeah.
Yung music nung era na pinanggalingan namin, it is really, I think the perfect word to use is inescapable na. That everywhere you go, everywhere, andiyan dyan yung musika namin. Even sa elevators, sa restaurants, sa doctor's offices, you will hear music from the 90s.
Yeah. Tumatak talaga yon sa atin, ano, sa puso natin, and it's nice to relive that era, you know, the 90s music. And also many bands have disbanded, some went solo or pursued new careers. Pero may mga reunions din, di ba? So, I'd like to ask you both, may mga reunions ba in the works of AfterImage, also of Color It Red, may collabs ba?
Ang Color It Red naman kasi. Color It Red, buo pa yan sila.
Hindi kami, never kami nag-disband. Akala lang nila kasi raketera ako, hindi. Kaladkarin ko saan ako makata. Pero we are very much together. So, sina Wency, palagay ko yun dapat magsama-sama ulit.
Oo, marami naghihintay. Wency, ha? Okay. So, any projects in the works, Wency?
Well, right now, honestly, sinabi ko na to during the press con of our show. I'm really thinking of taking a step back from music because I want to concentrate on something else. And alam naman nila Cooky, alam ng mga tunay kong mga kaibigan, even the not so close friends know that I'm really so enamored in pizza making. And
Pizza
in
making?
fact,
Sarap niya gumawa pizza.
In fact, I went to Italy to study last year, so I'm a certified pizzaiolo already. And right now, I really want to concentrate on putting up a pizzeria. It's still creative. It's a very, very creative endeavor. It's still part of me being a creative person. I want to be able to create pizzas that will make people think, pwede pala yung ganun. Ganyan.
Of course,
yun
pwede.
First ko ngayon.
Yes, and that's very exciting. We look forward to tasting your pizza, your specialty.
Sobrang sarap.
Okay, dapat matikman natin yan. So, please invite our viewers, Wency and Cooky. Let's start with you, Wency, before we let you go.
Yeah, salamat ha. Gusto kong imbitahan lahat po ng nanonood ngayon. Meron po kaming show in 2 days, January 25 po ito, at the Music Museum. Cooky, ikaw, dagdag?
Okay, what can fans expect, Miss Cooky?
Kasama namin din syempre si Lay ng Prettier Than Pink, si Naldi ng Orient Pearl, and kasama din namin si Andrew E. So, masaya-masaya yung aming pangyayari na si Wency gumawa siya ng isang lineup ng songs na medyo nakakabaliw. Syempre, yung mga orig namin gagawin, Pero kaabang-abang din yung mga production number. And sana yung bumili ng tickets, still available sa Ticket World, Ticket One, and sa Music Museum mismo.
Please buy their tickets. And Miss Cooky, before we let you go, of course, hihingan ka namin ng sample. Maybe please sing a few lines because I know the fans cannot wait for Saturday.
Sige, pero bago ko kantahin yun, Wency, thank you ulit. Alam ko medyo busy. Maglalaro yan eh. Thank you, love you. Salamat sa pagpayag.
Kailangan ko na talaga ng endorphins. Nababaliw na ako kaka-organize nitong show.
Thank you again, Wency, for joining us.
Sige, ito na.
Okay, Cooky Chua.
So, from Color Thread, sinulat to ni Mike Villegas and ni Barbara Christie Paraguya. So, refrain lang ha. Kung ang lahat ay may katapusan, itong paglalakbay ay makakarating din sa paroroonan. At sa iyong paglisan, ang tanging pabaong ko ay pag-ibig.
Woo! My favorite song. Thank you for joining us today. Cooky Chua, Color It Red. Abangan niyo po yung concert nila, Music Museum on Saturday.